also granted approval.
Welcome to The State. The State is a current affairs program where we dig the issues and probe the solutions. It is sponsored by Christian Service University, located in Kumasi in the Ashanti region. My name is Gabriel to Ankrah. I'll be back with the details. Please stay with me, don't go away.
The Christian Service University, a fully chartered private university in Ghana, is inviting applications for admission. Undergraduate programs include BSc Nursing and Midwifery, Computer Science, Information Technology, Bachelor of Business Administration, BA Communication Studies, Planning and Social Development, and Theology with Administration. Postgraduate programs include MSc in Accounting and Finance, Monitoring and Evaluation, Corporate Planning and Governance. We have MA MPhil Communication Studies, MA Christian Ministry with Management, Event Management, MPhil English and Mathematics Education. With quality, faculty and state-of-the-art facilities, we blend academic work with entrepreneurial mindset in all our programs. For more information, please call 0246 275375, 0240 154825, or 0244 596603, or visit our website www.csuc.edu.gh. CSU is located at Odenaho Kwadaso on the Kumasi Obuasi Road, 100 meters off Star Junction. Choose CSU today to secure the future of Africa.
And to make him better known. That's
Sorry, not sure.
Wake up to a purposeful day.
Get ready for a transformational morning experience.
Sorena Shrine is here to build our spirituality, mental and physical well-being.
Through positive, inspiring actions and stories.
We bring you exciting activities and conversations that develop us as a people and as a nation.
We take a look at the trending issues in Ghana and the rest of the world.
And we also review the impacting stories from our local newspapers.
Every morning, we bring you stories of hope, change, and renewal.
We empower you through the Word of God and provoke you to live the purposeful life destined for you.
Join us, Anita Kwaku
and the Reverend Ajika Vincent Agbamanya, Monday to Friday from 5:30 a.m. to 10 a.m. as we take you on an inspiring journey, live and exclusively on WTV.
You may also join us on Facebook at WTV Ghana and on YouTube at Wesleyan TV Ghana.
Sorry, not shrine.
Wake up to a purposeful day.
Sorena Shrine is brought to you by
Danwell Insurance, Multi-Credit Savings and Loans,
and the Methodist University Ghana.
Welcome back. Let's do W Briefs. On W Briefs, what we do is to give you an executive summary of the topic for discussion for the day. This afternoon, the conversation centers around cocoa smuggling. The Chief Executive Officer of the Ghana Cocoa Board, Joseph Boahen Edu, has revealed on Monday in a press conference that Ghana lost an alarming 120,000 metric tons of cocoa beans to smuggling between 2022 and 2023. This huge, significant loss is a threat to our economy and industry because cocoa is a strategic crop and very vital to our national economy. The smuggling of cocoa beans has been a long-standing issue in Ghana. Recently, Parliament has debated it back and forth, trying to see where the loopholes are and how to seal them. This has been driven largely by the allure of favorable prices in neighboring countries like Côte d'Ivoire, Togo, Mali, Benin. The prices are very alluring. The problem was especially pronounced in the period under review, 2022-2023. The root cause of the surge in smuggling lies in what the CEO of Cocoa Board says in terms as the international cocoa trading system. That is the root cause of the smuggling. The situation has created incentives for smugglers to exploit price differences between Ghana and the neighboring countries. What we are asking this question is that what is the cry? Has it now become a lamentation from the Cocoa Board, the main regulator of the cocoa industry, that despite concerted efforts and by agencies and other international bodies, the effort to curb the menace seem too far from reach? The big question this afternoon is that our governments and international trading bodies failing in their duty to halt the cocoa smuggling menace? This is what we are looking at this afternoon. I'll be right back to introduce my guest. Don't go anywhere.
Nyansa etsiane mpanina no anaye gene mpanina no ti baby biara mpanifo ahia na yesua adwene no ne open nyansa no oben wa ode agudie kira adwene mu agudie ene kofie panu esa adwene nsemu mu odo nsempolo Samwa yetie bobra ekoyie frase efifrito ne a open nyansa no omenkwankwa anu ase ne mpani so ayadwene ne be nhira amano ene ne nchirima yada mo ase
ja impanyini inso ayadwene jemre na hweyen memninde ne memninde bia anopa no wotwe wo Wesleyan television so.
This is the new Wesley Towers. It is a state-of-the-art office space located in the ambassadorial enclave, Ankrah. The property comes with a main entrance foyer with a classic central chandelier lighting. Our 13-passenger elevator with an air diffuser and a display screen for all your outfits will surely take you to the auditorium. at the Wesley Towers is a 500-seater auditorium for all your events. It's fully soundproof with a centralized air conditioning system. Our line of speakers, MCR, LED screens, and LED stage lights are fully in place. After an eventful day in our auditorium, you are sure to feel refreshed in the spacious 200-seater capacity roof terrace with a pergola in place. With 100 available car parking space, this new edifice is safe and secured with our security systems in place. Over 100 camera points and car parking control system. We have washrooms, restaurant, and an on-site clinic. Book our conference rooms for your corporate meetings whilst admiring the water fountain synchronizing with colorful lighting and music. Wesley Towers is designed to make you feel safe, offering you the needed luxurious space. It comes with affordable pricing package. Please contact for details and inspection. 0503 109 978 or 0500 166 304 or 0556 302 880 0243 614 423. Wesley Towers, offering you a safe, secured, luxurious space.
Welcome back. On the stage this afternoon, we are looking at the Ghana's cocoa sector. We are assessing the challenge of cocoa smuggling and other issues that affect the sector. Cocoa is a strategic crop. Cocoa is a mainstay of Ghana's economy. So the smuggling of it calls for concern, and it's a call for worry. The show is sponsored by Christian Service University, which is an evangelical liberal arts institution established 50 years ago to train men and women with ethical values for transformational leadership in Africa. Admissions for the 2024-2025 academic year is in progress for undergraduate and postgraduate programs. CSU offers dynamic academic and industry-driven programs in nursing, midwifery, business administration, communication, planning, and computer science. For more information, please contact our admissions relations officers on 024-6275-375, 024-0154-825, 0244-596603. Choose CSU today to secure the future of Africa. CSU, the university of choice. And we are very delighted on the show to help us in the discussion, two astute personalities who are well versed in the field and in the area we are talking about. We are joined online by the very Reverend Enoch Tam Ajekum, Reverend Enoch Tam Ajekum, who is an agricultural extension and development communication specialist with the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology. He is online with us, and in the studio is the director for Agric and Environment and Rural Development, Dr. Ni Ado Bruce. So these are the gentlemen who will join the conversation and give us insights into what the challenges are with Ghana's cocoa sector. Let me start with you, Osofo Ajekum, the CEO. I call it the lamentation of the Cocoa Board CEO at the press conference, that the smuggling, all efforts that have been made seem not to be yielding any results. How do you take that concern, looking at the trend of smuggling over the period?
Okay. Good afternoon to cherished viewers, and a special due to our new and administrative bishop. About cocoa smuggling that was mentioned by the CEO. I think that is an issue that has been there for ages. The only challenge is that this year the percentage has picked up and it's really becoming a problem. Probably we can maybe attribute it to an election year where people think that they can do whatever they want to do because government decides to stop them. Then they also have some kind of power to maybe vote them out of power, try something that be in agreement with. So what he said is actually the truth. It's something that has been going on. And we cannot play ostriches about it. We just have to accept that it's going on. But then there are solutions and we also need that.
We'll look at that. Great. As a plenary comment to Dr. Ado-Bruce, how do you see the trend of cocoa smuggling as highlighted by the CEO?
Yeah, cocoa smuggling has been with us since the 1900 when we started cultivating cocoa. But you could realize that there have been factors that have been contributing to the stimulus, I'll say stimulus for cocoa smuggling. And now, our current state of affairs, one, as Dr. Tam is indicating, and then some other, like our porous borders, price differentials, lack of farmer support and motivation, then middlemen. And then they are currently using extremely sophisticated means of smuggling cocoa. I can even call it pseudo-legal, using forged documentations and encrypted documentations and others. So it has now become more of a canker than the mere smuggling, putting it in a basket and then jumping the border and then selling. But now they are sending them in chain of articulators. So it's a very serious problem that needs a real strong commitment and dedication to really fight.
So it's a cause for national concern.
National.
Also for Doctor, you know, in 2021 crop season, realized that Ghana produced for the first time in large quantities. We did about almost 1.47 million metric tons of cocoa. That was the highest we had done in a very long while. So if we are producing this much and it's been smuggled out, what could attribute, or what would you attribute to this should I say leakage? Dr. Bruce mentioned some. What is causing, because we are producing, the cocoa production is going up?
Yeah, so for me, based on information I have or based on some researches I've done, one of the main issues that is causing the smuggling of our cocoa is for financial reasons. Okay, now when people feel that in the neighborhood country they are going to get an amount of cocoa that is more than what if they sell their cocoa in Ghana, then definitely they are going to find a way, whether it's always by a foul means, like Dr. Ado-Bruce mentioned. They'll find a means by which they will get it in that country, go and sell it and get the money they want. Okay, so the financial reasons, people want money, people say is getting them the kind of money they want. Unfortunately, our farmers do not understand the pricing of cocoa is done. Okay, in a world market, if I have to explain a bit, in a world market, the cocoa prices are a bit volatile and it changes probably like every month, every week. Like there's always some changes. Okay, so farmers feel that at the end of the season, the amount of money that is being quoted on the world market price is what they are supposed to get. But fortunately, Cocoa Board is doing price hedge such that they look at the trend, keep the price of cocoa that they are going to give to the farmers at a certain level, because sometimes it may be that at the end of the season the world market price may be low, in which case farmers will lose. It could be that it will be high, or in which case farmers get. But also be so sure about those prices. So for me, board set the price at a certain amount so that farmers would always be assured of a specific amount they are going to get at the end of the cocoa season. It's okay. Just that our farmers do not want to understand that kind of system. So they would always want to find a way by which they can get money of the season that what they in cocoa.
So when we look at our neighboring countries where they smuggle the cocoas to, or when these people come and they buy at low prices from our people, we realize that we are surrounded by the French-speaking countries where their currency is the CFA franc. Is it that our CD, the value is that is why our people are enticed to sell to them in that currency?
Well, an issue, but the other side of it is that for what Cocoa Board does for farmers in Ghana, farmers in Cote d'Ivoire or Togo do not get that. Farmers in Ghana get free extension services. The pollination exercise that they did not pay for it. There's free mass spraying for our cocoa farmers. When you have to do cocoa rehabilitation, like you have your crops are not getting the right amount, they are aged, do the replant for you, give you some free pesticides, give you some amount of money. Then there are chemicals they also give to farmers at a very farmers in Ghana do not pay for these services, even if they pay a very minimum amount, which cannot be compared to what farmers in Cote d'Ivoire are getting. In Cote d'Ivoire, farmers pay for everything that they get from the management organization. So it is not possible. Well, there could be a possibility, but farmers are getting about 70% of the price amount that is being sold. And the 30% is being used for some administrative duties. Sometimes I've heard people saying that Cocoa Board staff are big. But the strange thing is that it's just about 5% of all that business that goes into their salaries and allowances, meaning that about 25% is going back to the farmer, not in terms of income, but in terms of a way of making sure that the system is working for them so that they can continue to grow their cocoa.
Okay, one last one, then I come to Dr. Bruce in the studio. You mentioned the other incentives that the Ghanaian farmer benefits from, but it is also out there that it is our cocoa farmers prefer to sell at those low prices and to those smugglers. So if we may call them, because their system is not regulated as Ghana's system is. Cocoa Board has strict regulation. So we had to go through. In the other countries, their cocoa sector is not regulated like ours.
Well, it's for me, it's a good thing. In my PhD thesis, it's something I studied and tried to compare Ghana and Cocoa Board. What is in terms of how we financially and in terms of managerial skills. Okay, so with regulations is as if we decide that farmers should pay for everything, the likelihood is that the amount they are going to spend on all the other services, they are eventually going to get low prices for their cocoa. Because if cocoa price, like let's say it's about 10,000, that's an imaginary figure, about 10,000 Ghana cedis, you may be spending about more than 40% in terms of buying chemicals, doing pollination, doing your pruning. If you have to spray your farms, if you have to buy drugs, if you want an extension agent to visit you at the farm, you have to pay for their services and all that. You would spend more. Your expenditure in terms of the gross income that you are going to get is going to reduce your net income. So in accounts, we call it the economies of scale. So all money is being put together. 30% of it is being used for administrative purposes, which I think is it's fair for farmers. But unfortunately, you will not have everybody being happy with the system.
Exactly.
So
some see the regulation as a bottleneck, as something that makes them to opt for the other people. Viewers, if you are joining us, you are still on the state. This afternoon, we are looking at the cocoa sector, or Ghana's cocoa sector, the issue of smuggling and other challenges that are confronted by the sector, because the CEO of the Cocoa Board in a press conference mentioned that Ghana has lost 120,000. He revealed that 120,000 metric tons of cocoa were smuggled out of the country 2022 to 2023, that season that we are looking at. And smuggling this product, it calls for consent. So that is the issue we are discussing this afternoon. And we are delighted that we are joined by Reverend Dr. 𝗟𝗓𝗡 𝗟𝗓𝗡, and then Dr. 𝗟𝗓𝗡 Bruce. He is the director for Agric, Environment and Rural Development at the Methodist Church Ghana, the conference office. So join in the conversation, follow, and I'm sure your minds are agitating you and are trying to see the picture, the clear picture of the effect it has on our national economy. Doc, coming back to you, Dr. Bruce in the studio. Some have argued that why do we blame the poor farmer who is producing the seeds and this smugglers, but that there is a cartel that does the. So is there corruption part of the smuggling process?
Corruption is such a light word to use in this scenario. Selfishness in the highest order, because you see, I'm happy with the extent to which Reverend Dr. 𝗟𝗓𝗡 explained, with the figures and the percentages. You realize that the government does so much, so much. You see, some of the this thing are even not calculated in addition to what is done for our farmers. So at least they should also think about us a little. But theirs is only the maximum that they can grab. And even our quality, they get a quality, attractive quality, because of the input that the government puts into getting the cocoa seedlings on this thing. If the government they have to buy. I'm telling you, they may not be using the right quantities or volumes to mix the chemicals, and you cannot get the kind of outputs that they are getting from the cocoa trees. So it's in a way they also have to bear with the system. You see, unfortunately, Ghana had become a profiteering country. No, we don't care about the humanness of ourselves. What we know is maximizing profit, maximizing profit, and not caring about government, and then we only know how to shift blames. But if you study this dynamics, the cocoa, especially the cocoa dynamic, cocoa being the crop A of Ghana, studying the dynamics, you realize that we are not helping the system. And the lamentations of the CEO was perfect.
But then there are middlemen and officials who are involved in the smuggling.
Yes, there are key factors contributing to the smuggling. And these are first and foremost the price differential. Then our weak border controls. Then we come to the middleman exploitation is the most serious of all, because they come in and I understand some of them even come and they are deceived. A lot of them are deceived, so they don't even get the right amounts of from what they do. Most of our farmers are not very economically enlightened to be able to do proper negotiations. So the fact that maybe they are getting a little percentage over what Cocoa Board is ready to offer, then they go in for the other alternatives, which is wicked. Which is wicked because they are funded from a Ghanaian fund, and then others are rather enjoying the fruit of our funding, and it becomes attractive. One thing they should know is they have a price advantage because of the support that they are getting from the Ghana government. The other places have their cocoa, they sell higher, lower quality but higher because they don't get the support that our governments give them.
Also, let me take your thoughts on this very issue, that monitoring and enforcement is an issue that if we had done that as a government or as a people, I'm sure we'll be checking some of the smuggling. But before you even respond to that, let me tie that one quickly to what Dr. Bruce mentioned about chemicals. And in 2019, the Cocoa Board lamented again, complained that more than about 81% of our farmlands, particularly in the eastern region, cocoa farmlands, I mean, were being seriously affected by galamsey. You know, we can't talk about the quality of cocoa. He mentioned it without the negative role of galamsey. Is it? I don't want to say scientifically proven, because it is, that it is affecting our cocoa production and quality, which affects it in the international market.
Yeah, so the point is that as it stands now, there's a lot of evidence. At least I have one that shows the effects of galamsey on cocoa production and farmers' livelihoods. Especially in the eastern region, you will find a lot of our farmers selling off their farms for galamsey operators. Now, even when you decide that you are not going to sell your farm, the point is that your surrounding farmers have all sold out their farms. So by the time you realize, now you do not have a means by which you can go to your farm. So at the end of the day, you are also coerced or forced to also sell your farm. When you go to the western region, people are selling off their cocoa farms for rubber plantations because they feel that there's a lot of money in doing rubber plantation than cocoa. Elsewhere in the Bono Ahafo regions and all that, some are also shifting into cashew nut production. Now, specifically with the galamsey, you know that we've all been told, or we've heard, that there's a lot of mercury that is being released into the water. There's the same water source that is being used to irrigate our cocoa farms and eventually gets into the plant. And then at the end of the day, when we are harvesting, the bean that is harvested will definitely have some traces of mercury in it. At the end of the day, that the quality of that cocoa bean is affected. Now, the eventual thing that is going to happen is that probably, or maybe one day, international standards are going to go against us, because our cocoa has always been favored because we produce a lot of quality cocoa, and it's only the quality ones that are exported. You can't export those ones that are below the quality. So if mercury and other chemicals are being detected in our cocoa beans, then we are going to have them rejected. Meanwhile, Cocoa Board has already gone for a syndicated loan, and that is what they are going to use to pay for farmers and all that. The one going to receive it at the end of the day would reject it. So how does Cocoa Board account for all those losses? So the issue of galamsey, really, we need to look at, because it's cut across every facet of our human life.
Dr. Bruce, I know your directorate does most of this in the Bono Ahafo and all that. Is that a challenge there with the cocoa production? Are people producing the effect of the galamsey?
Yes, it's more pronounced in the western region, where cocoa production is more concentrated in the Ashanti. You see, there's an aspect of this galamsey problem which is eclipsed. And, you know, we have what is called seepage. And this poisoned water is what is seeping into the soil. So even if they are not irrigating, the cocoa tap water, underground water, and this water is seeped from the polluted rivers, and they seep with all these heavy metals. So these metals find their way into the source water of the cocoa root. I don't know whether you understand it.
Yeah.
Yes, the water has seeped. If you pour water on the ground, it seeps down. Same, when the river is passing, the banks seep water from the river, and that is why when you plant along the banks, it flourishes. So this water being seeped now have the heavy contamination of these heavy metals, and then this is where the cocoa finds the roots in, and that's what they tap. So the issue of heavy metals traces of heavy metal in our distance is a very, 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 very serious issue. As for galamsey, it's more of suicide that we are going through, because it's touching every aspect of our lives. Every aspect of our lives is being touched by galamsey. Nobody is free now. I was passing over the Densu River around Kaswa just after Weja. That is what the water passing. That passes after the waterworks. That means the water has already passed through the road. And it's brown. It's down there. You could clearly see the polluted state of that water passing. It used to be very clear. But what I found today was very disheartening. And we are hearing that the efforts by government to flush out the galamseyers from where the water finds it, the Densu River finds its source. The moment they left that area, they've gone back and are mining.
Yeah, especially the Birim River side.
That side.
Just and the excavations and the things are still going. So viewers, you are on the state. We are looking at the Ghana's cocoa sector. We couldn't delink it from galamsey because it affects the quality of the product that are sold on the international market. So we've looked at some of the ways by which the smuggling is done, and we are experts on the subject are doing justice to it, and we believe you are following the conversation. We will take a quick break, and when we are back, we'll look at the effects of the smuggling of this cocoa and the way forward. Please stick and stay. We'll be right back.
The Christian Service University, a fully chartered private university in Ghana, is inviting applications for admission. Undergraduate programs include BSc Nursing and Midwifery, Computer Science, Information Technology, Bachelor of Business Administration, BA Communication Studies, Planning and Social Development, and Theology with Administration. Postgraduate programs include MSc in Accounting and Finance, Monitoring and Evaluation, Corporate Planning and Governance. We have MA MPhil Communication Studies, MA Christian Ministry with Management, Event Management, MPhil English and Mathematics Education. With quality, faculty and state-of-the-art facilities, we blend academic work with entrepreneurial mindset in all our programs. For more information, please call 0246 275375, 0240 154825, or 0244 596603, or visit our website www.csuc.edu.gh. CSU is located at Odenaho Kwadaso on the Kumasi Obuasi Road, 100 meters off Star Junction. Choose CSU today to secure the future of Africa.
And to make him better known. Don't come here.
don't call me. Ghana for Methodist Asafoma. WTV Enyamfienu 5 years. Hooray! Na enam emfienu mafidida. WTV ADNT. Or yet don't call me promo. And it says, Sawaya Ghana ni now our business. And Ejuma Kubia Opeso Bongu Deura. WTV say, Ye baby chat with Juma Kuno and also a Jaton Diano. Ya Bongu Deura na watching me 2 weeks at the amount. 1,000 Ghana cedis per Aubetia. Way a Yakwanya. WTV Air Faso Eddie Adawasi say, what time the chi? Am I doing Pempenswa and never drink? Some promo here didn't was make a cry and Yanunti, Muamu, you might put up some Bohu Deuro. Muntu Tumrika, Namumrai, Fred WTV, Nani Penfoning Como, Emfa don't come promo 0593 110733 and now WhatsApp 0256 253461. WTV, reaching out to the world.
Welcome back, and you are still on the stage. We are looking at Ghana's cocoa sector. We are particularly looking at the smuggling of the cocoa seed from our country to other places by our farmers and others who play a role in that, and its effect on our national economy and our place on the international trade. So we've had experts join us in the discussion. We've had a Reverend Dr. 𝗟𝗓𝗪𝗘, who is agricultural extension and development communication specialist with the KNUST, and then Dr. Ni Ado-Bruce, who is director for Agric and environment and rural development of the Methodist Church Ghana. So we've looked at the smuggling, how it is done, and what usually makes the farmers to really give their products to the people at such lower prices. Before we went on the break, we were looking at the effect of galamsey on the quality of cocoa compared to our neighbors, Ivory Coast, who once upon a time we were the lead producer in cocoa, but now we play second in the world cocoa producers. So it is indeed having an effect, especially galamsey, whilst we are all crying at it this time in our national life. We looked at it, and we're going to look at the effects and the way forward, the solution to the smuggling menace. I will start with you, Reverend Dr. 𝗟𝗓𝗪𝗘. Papa, before we went on the break, we looked at galamsey, and I am tempted to ask again the effort government is making in monitoring and enforcement so far as the smuggling case is concerned. I know Cocoa Board at a point in time introduced the electronic tracking system. What is your take on the monitoring and enforcement aspect of our regulations?
Yeah. So over the years, Cocoa Board has put in place a lot of strategies in order to address menace. But you know, the more you put in those strategies, somebody who is a thief would also put in more strategies. Unfortunately, the smugglers find a way to outwit the system. But then what it means is that we also need to change our strategy so that we can curb it. Now, what I know currently is that one of the regulations is that the police, the military, immigration officers have been trained and given more resources as like the ones you mentioned, especially those at the borders, to find a way to catch them as they come. Now, people have been very, very smart when it comes to the smuggling. I watched a video some weeks back, and then it's a truck full of I think charcoal or something, but then there were cocoa bags of cocoa that have been placed within. So it needed somebody to tip off the police that this truck that is coming your way has cocoa beans being placed within that huge truck. So in the video you see they raised everything, and then they picked out the cocoa bags. So the strategies have been a lot. So the police have been energized to make sure that they catch them. And one of the incentives is that if you're able, the team that is able to report such cases and then make sure that those people are caught are given 70% of the cocoa proceeds. So in a layman's term, we'll say that 2/3 of the proceeds from that cocoa that was going to be sold will be given to the team that was able to catch the thief. Now, they are also giving an incentive of 2,000 Ghana cedis in addition to what they are giving. So because of the financial incentives, people now want to catch more. But one of the problems is that, in Ghana, you catch one person, and the number of people who will come and beg on their behalf, it sometimes weakens the enforcement that has to be done. But since it's something that is becoming a national canker, I think that we still have to enforce what has already been put in place so that we can be able to curb the menace. I know that people, on paper, people will be jailed if they are caught for smuggling. Although, well, I'm yet to see such cases, but I know definitely one or two has happened. So if we enforce the jailing, taking them to court, processing their documents quickly, and making sure that the law works on such people, then people would be alert that now the system is working. So if the system is working, you know that you cannot, don't want to fall a prey to this system. Yeah. So we just need to make sure that what is already on grounds is being made effectual.
Being made effectual, it means our border control system must be tightened up. And I like the financial incentives. But let me come to you, Dr. Bruce, in the studio. What are the effects of the smuggling?
The smuggling have a lot of implications. Let me group them in 4. We have the economic implications. You see, revenue, we are talking about under economic implications. We are talking about revenue loss. Smuggling actually deprives Ghana of billions of dollars in revenue, and this affects our national development. Then it reduces foreign exchange earnings, because smuggling means that money goes to individuals and then other curtailed members. And then it increases poverty, because we don't have as much as we should get, and then it stimulates local inflation. Then we have the agricultural implementation, the reduced cocoa production. Smuggling discourages legitimate cocoa production, and then potentially reducing Ghana's global market share as a country, because it will be counted instead of Togo or in Cote d'Ivoire state, and not for Ghana. So automatically our market share reduces. Then quality control issues. Smuggling compromises quality control. It damages Ghana's reputation and affecting our global market prices. Then it automatically, we've talked about the environmental degradation, and then we have social implications, where the farmers' exploitation. Smuggling perpetuates exploitation of cocoa farmers, undermining their well-being and livelihoods. And then it brings community instability. Your friend is doing what you also have to do, and you are being sincere. So it changes the dynamics within the various community. And then this smuggling also encourages corruption, undermining trust in institutions and then governance. And then people can take advantage of this smuggling to do even human trafficking. And then migrants can take advantage to infiltrate the country and cause a lot of harm to us.
Also, let me, because you are extension person, agri extension person, I'm interested in farmer exploitation and what education is doing in raising awareness amongst those farmers. From where you sit as an extension person, do you think our education is doing well to save them from exploitation?
Yeah, in terms of education, for Cocoa Board, the Cocoa Health and Extension Division is in charge of educating farmers. And I know that in the Ashanti region, at least I have evidence. One of my students showed me some meetings and workshops they organized to sensitize farmers on cocoa smuggling and its effect on the economy of Ghana and the whole cocoa value chain within the country. But then, just like we teach students, you teach students, but at the end of the day, not everybody will get an A, not everybody will get a B.
The application is also another issue.
And others who will fail. So, as the education is being done, I know people extension agents have formed WhatsApp groups where they do audios, send it to their farmer groups. Some also do videos telling the farmers how smuggling of cocoa is affecting the whole industry and all that. But people have just tuned off their minds that they are not going to listen. You know, for somebody who is bent on outwitting the system, sometimes no matter what you try to do, they'll still find a way. But for the education that's going on, there are videos, there are audios, social media campaigns, meetings with farmer groups, with stakeholders and all that. But still, it will take some time, just like the child labor. But unfortunately, the child labor issue had to come with some international sanctions being placed on us, and then we're more alert. So I'm sure that as this thing still goes on and we have the international groups now speaking into it, then we'll be more serious with making sure that we bring it to the barest minimum.
So going forward, what are the ways of combating the smuggling menace going forward?
Going forward, so first of all, the farmer education issue, we still have to continue with it, because from my point of from an extension background, we would emphasize more on education. Sometimes you teach somebody today, they do not get it. But as you keep teaching them, it will definitely get to a point where they would understand what you are trying to say, and hopefully that changes their behavior at the end of the day. We would also have to strengthen our cross-border security and relations, especially with Cote d'Ivoire and Togo, because when the smuggling is being done, most of the time, that's the channel by which it is going to. So that has to be strengthened. We also need to ensure that we can improve the incentives that are being given to farmers. We should let it's the entire price of cocoa that we are using some part of it to take care of their needs that are other than the financial benefits. So the extension education, the giving of subsidized chemicals, doing mass spraying and pruning and all that for them, we should just let them understand that this is what their money is going into. I'd also read something about some blockchain technology, which in a way Cocoa Board is doing that, because they are able to track the cocoa from the farm gate to the point at which it's being exported outside. But from what I read, the blockchain technology would make it stricter. And then just like our digitalization campaigns we've made, there's so much noise on. I think we need to now channel some part of the digitalization agenda into the cocoa, so that as we track it from the farm gate to the export point, nobody is able to bring in something that was not registered along the value chain. Any new entrant then would have to know where it came from. And then if it's an illegal entering into the system, then we know how to track it and then probably stop it from there. The other thing I'll say is that maybe we need to educate farmers that we should not rely too much on cocoa. Cocoa, of course, is our major export ending point. But then during the off seasons, farmers could also engage in other alternative livelihood, which can also fetch them some money. So that the cocoa is their main thing that they are doing. But at least once their income streams are diversified, then they will not be thinking about smuggling. Something that is crucial into
Great. So we should diversify their income. Dr. Bruce, your final words.
Yeah, just to top up, we should foster international cooperation too. In a way, you see, being wicked to your neighbor would have some influence on you. And then we improve the farmer support, this thing, enhance quality control, and then certification. These are measures that will certainly put more eyes on the cocoa and then its movement. Yeah, I think these are something, transparency and accountability.
Thank you very much, gentlemen, for joining the conversation. Thank you, Reverend Dr. Enoch Tam Ajekum, who is an agricultural extension and development communication specialist with the KNUST, and then Dr. 𝗟𝗓𝗓 Bruce, who is director Agric Environment and Rural Development with the Methodist Church Ghana, helping us in the conversation or throwing more light on the Ghana's cocoa sector, and we're looking at the issue of smuggling and how it is affecting our national economy. I hope you have enjoyed the conversation, and then like they mentioned, farmer education is very key. We should still be talking to our farmers and let them know that even though lower prices are offered, it is their livelihood. So I quote a farmer who was advising his colleague farmers. Kwame Edu, a cocoa farmer, said that smugglers may offer us lower prices, but we should not risk sacrificing our livelihoods for the smuggle of the cocoa. Please, if you know a cocoa farmer, talk to him or her. Let the voter education continue. Let the conversation continue. Cocoa is our strategic crop. It is what we have. Let us protect it. My name is New to Ankrah. I have been your host, and the show has been sponsored by Christian Service University. We are back on your set on Friday. Take care and goodbye.